Okay, so this says, "Hey everyone, Fukuhara, creative director of Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising here. I'd like to share some changes we're making regarding Beatrix, who was recently introduced as a DLC character on May 23rd. After reading much of your feedback, carefully examining the overall impact Beatrix has had on gameplay, and taking into consideration the number of major tournaments approaching, we decided to implement a couple of crucial adjustments we believe will improve the overall balance of the game. Number one, balancing Beatrix's riding free skill. The majority of feedback we received concerning riding free, and I'm pretty sure that's Vortex, right? I'm pretty sure they're talking about Vortex. The majority of feedback we received concerning riding free, an advancing skill that allows Beatrix to quickly close the distance while dodging projectiles and other attacks. Yeah, that's Vortex. By giving her a follow-up skill, Sapphire Slice, our intent was to create a situation where both players would have to guess the next move and react accordingly. However, it ended up being heavily skewed in Beatrix's favor. To rectify this, we'll be adjusting riding free as shown below. Riding free L can now be blocked mid-air. Riding free M, damage reduced from 1200 to 1100, can now be blocked mid-air. Changed low profile timing from 11 frames to 14 frames. Increased block stun by 6. Wow, so it's gone from +2 to -4. Wow. Okay, that is a massive nerf. Holy cow. So the whole thing of like, okay, I'm going in, I'm plus now, like that's dead. +2 to -4. Shotgun. Riding free H version. Damage reduced from 1300 to 1000. Can now be blocked midair. Reduce knockback when blocked. Damn. Riding free ultimate. Damage reduced from 2800 to 2200. Increase block stun by 2 frames from -4 to -6. It's punishable. Reduce knockback when blocked. Dang, it's punishable. Oh my god. Sapphire Slice can now be blocked midair. Reduce knockback distance when used as a follow-up to riding free M and H. No longer a true block string when used on riding free M. Reduce the damage from 800 to 600 when used as a follow-up. Sheesh. Dang, man. They really said, you know what? We made a mistake. We don't want this to be like this. Here's a change. So they don't want you being full screen and then becoming plus, which makes sense. You know, like, you know, there's this little thing in fighting games. I don't know if you heard about it. It's called neutral. And a move that goes under buttons and under all projectiles from probably should not be plus from full screen. You know, that kind of interrupts this whole idea of, you know, playing neutral. I mean, it makes sense, right? Like, that's what the dive kick is for. The dive kick is for being plus, and you can interrupt it, you know? So it's like, it makes sense. And like, riding free medium will still be good on a read. You know, it's like, if you have a read, then, you know, you can go for it. And what basically, based on what they said here, they want the follow-up to be a threat. Like, if you're full screen, you do riding free, you want me, the opponent, to guess, is she gonna do the follow-up or not? If she doesn't, then I could take my turn. If she does and I swing, I'll get hit. So it's like, that's fine. So Beatrix damage output. Beatrix's versatile set of combo-friendly skills, in addition to her unique Delta Clock mechanic, made it easier for her to deal high volumes of damage in many situations compared to other characters. With this in mind, we plan to preserve her combo expression and conversion potential with Delta Clock. We adjusted her overall damage output in order to bring her in line with other characters. That makes sense. Heavy Star Chaser, damage reduced from 1600 to 1200. Ultimate Star Chaser, damage reduced from 2400 to 2000. Thunderbird L, damage reduced from 1200 to 1000. Thunderbird M, damage reduced from 1400 to 1000. Sheesh. Thunderbird H, damage reduced from 1800 to 1300. Far Standing H, lower hitbox size has been reduced, making it hit crossovers. Really? Okay. They don't want you rolling against that move? Okay. That's interesting. That's just a straight up buff right there. Delta Clock gauge now refills at 30% speed while performing a Delta Clock skill. Yeah, so they kind of did what they did to 2B. You know, they touched up her gauge a little bit. The balance adjustment will go live on June 24th across all platforms. We understand that Beatrix is a beloved character from Grand Blue. Many players have enjoyed playing her since release. To those who picked her up after the release of May 23rd, we apologize for the inconvenience these changes may bring. I acknowledge that our initial balancing efforts fell short this time and want to assure you that our teams are committed to improving our process to prevent such issues in the future. I'd also like to extend my apologies to the organizers of CEO, Arc World Tour, scheduled for June 28th. I understand the timing of these adjustments may cause disruption and sincerely apologize for this. Looking ahead, our next major patch 1.50 will bring major adjustments for the entire roster as previously announced, along with potential gameplay changes. 6 months since the game's launch in December 2023, we've been diligently reading and considering your feedback as we continue to expand and develop the game. As a result, we're planning to implement quality of life additions, including penalties for disconnecting from online. We always love to see that. A much requested feature. We'll be keeping you updated with more details, including new character announcements in the future. Stay tuned. Thank you for your continued support of Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising. So, I don't know about you guys, but I think this is a W. My takeaway from this is like, this is a W. Like, I pretty much like everything about this. Like, I think it's really good that they're listening and like adjusting the game in a timely fashion. Like, I know some people don't like games being updated quickly or rapidly or spontaneously, but I feel this is really good that most people were not happy with the way Beatrix was released. They took that into account and they adjusted it accordingly. And in my opinion, none of these changes are like going to kill the character. You can still play her really well. In my opinion, it seems like she's still going to be good. It's just she's not going to be ridiculous. Because being a YouTuber, I've noticed, because being a YouTuber gives me insight into like what the community feels, because I get a lot of comments about the game. And from where I'm sitting, I feel like Beatrix was kind of hated almost instantly. Not really hated, but there was definitely a negative aura towards her. I would see a lot of negative comments talking about her kit and how she's 2+ and how she's too oppressive and stuff like that. So it's not like they did this change out of nowhere. I believe this change came from the fact that a lot of people are complaining about her. So if you ask me, I think it's a good thing that the developers are paying attention and they're willing to be like, we were wrong. Yeah, this right here, I acknowledge that our initial balancing efforts fell short this time. I feel like this is huge, dude. Developers almost never say this, where they're like, hey, we made a mistake. This character's a little bit overtuned. We'll do better next time. Most of the time, they're just like, they try to frame it in a way to where it's not their fault. It's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen that many times where they try to phrase it in a way where they didn't do anything wrong. Like, I like this right here. Our balancing efforts fell short this time. I really like that. What are you guys saying? I think fast patches are good when teams take enough time to balance it out. Yeah, I agree. As someone who wanted to main her since her trailer, this is deserved. I actually stopped playing her because she hit so stupid hard. I feel like that was the general consensus, honestly, what Chart just said. I think that a lot of people like her design in terms of like how she looks and her personality and the look of her moves and like her kit. But I think most people felt that she was a little silly. you know, being plus on everything and, you know, having a move, you know, riding free being the way it was, just like, okay, I'm in and I'm plus, was a little silly. Yeah, you could tag it. I'm sure plenty of people are going to say that, like, you could hit her out of it. Like, of course you could, but the point still stands that it was a silly move. It got adjusted, and it's still going to be good. And she's still going to be good. She's still going to have a really strong combo factor. These moves will still function the way they were intended to. I mean, she's still got a mid crush, you know? She's got a low attack that crushes mids and projectiles. There's no way that's bad. But yeah, definitely be sure to let me know what you guys think. I feel like this is a massive, massive W, but hey, that's just me.